Good afternoon, everyone. Early's the first one on. Were you really right out, Johnny, on the spot? And Tanisha, good to see you. I'm pulling you over just a little bit. Welcome to those coming on and share this out. This is going to be a total different, thank you. This is going to be a total different recipe. I've had this saved on allrecipes.com for a while, and I thought I would go ahead and Queen of Food. Hi, everybody coming in, and welcome. And I'm going to have to probably put this down a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing in my bowl. I don't know if it'll work or not. Yeah, maybe it can't. There it will. And you can, yeah, you can see in my bowl, and I can still see you, and you can still see me. Anyway, or I can't see you, but I can see your comments. Anyway, what I've got in this bowl, as you can see, I've already blended my tofu. It calls for a pound of tofu, silken tofu. All I could find is 12 ounces. I figured that's going to work. You know, it's going to be fine. And I'll tell you what I'm going to put in it as I go along. Of course, like I said, it calls for the tofu and half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Well, being a Seventh-day Adventist, I don't use cocoa powder, so I'm using carob. And I've already got that measured up, so I'll put that in here. And here you can, and they said you can either use a food processor or a beater. And I thought, well, mixer, I thought I'll just be easier in my mixer, then I wouldn't dirty up my food processor that way, and I don't have so many things to wash, you know. I have enough to wash as it is. So, and then it calls for a cup of white sugar. Where there again, we as Seventh-day Adventists don't use white sugar. We use either coconut sugar or you use cane sugar. So I'm going to use my measure all, and I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to measure out my. As you can see, I've got my cane sugar here. This is Morena. I get this at Walmart, and I'm going to measure this out, and I'm going to put a cup in here and go from there. It's a little easier to do it this way than trying to pour it. I'm afraid I'll get it all over the floor. I've had messes before to clean up, and it's not fun to clean up after my messes. So I'd just rather do it this way. I know Earlene's been waiting for me to come on. Oh, no. Well, I talked about it, then I got it all over. Well, I'll clean that up. Pardon my mess, but that happens. I'll clean it up. I guess I missed the bag. I missed the thing and got it on me, but I'll clean it up. Yeah. Well, if there's sugar on the floor, which there probably will be, if my dog finds it, they're going to be licking it up. Chewy's in bed right now. He's sleeping. But if my other one, she sees it, she'll be out here getting it if I don't sweep it up first. But I'm going to wait until I'm done, because if I sweep it up now, I'll be interrupting the periscope, and I don't want to do that. So, and this likes to fly closed. But as you can see, I got this at Walmart. I'll show you. This is what it is. Got it at Walmart. Morena, you can see what it is. And you can also use probably coconut palm sugar as well. I have both. And they called for white sugar, but you do not want to use the refined sugar. That is not good to use. You do not ever want to use refined sugar. It's not good. So it's best to use cane sugar or coconut palm sugar. That's better for you. Finally made it, so I'll get that and put that in here. And you just push this down and get the rest of it out. And then it says a tablespoon of vanilla extract. I got the wrong one here. And I didn't want to get my extract out of the refrigerator, so I'll just use my non-alcoholic vanilla that I have here and do that. A tablespoon of this. And this is going to have to go in the oven. My oven's already prepared. It's already hot. So I'm just getting everything mixed up to put in there. And half a teaspoon of, it says cider vinegar, but I'm going to use lemon juice. I don't use cider vinegar. So if you'll pardon me, I'm going to go get my lemon juice. These little ones here, and I have to make sure I use the right one. Lemon juice. Okay. There we go. Because if you have a recipe that calls for lemon juice, or you have a recipe that calls for apple cider vinegar, you can substitute your apple cider vinegar for lemon juice. And when it calls for both, I just leave the apple cider vinegar out and just put the lemon juice in. It's all I do. Because that's fermented. You don't want to use anything fermented. And then, okay. And then, of course, for your pie, which I've got a already prepared pie crust. I think that's about all I need. And then I have to, yes, that's all I need. And I blend it all together, and then I put it in the pie pan. Welcome to everybody coming in. And thank you for sharing this out. I need to clean my, I think my thing got full of, oh, this is always a thing to get these things off. I usually have to do it just one at a time, pull one off, and then pull the other one off. And there we go. I have to clean my beater thing up. It's got stuff all over it. I got this for Christmas last year, and I do like using it. Okay, now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it into this prepared, and it's going to be in there 25 minutes, and I can talk to you while it's in the oven, and then we can see what it looks like when it comes out. It looks real dark, doesn't it? It looks real dark. But, you know, when it bakes, it's going to look a lot better than this. All it takes is a 9-inch. I had to go and buy a few 9-inch ones because I only had a 10. It would not have done very much and filled it up. So I thought better just get a 9-inch. And I'm going to stick this in the oven, and I'll be right back with you. And I'm going to set my timer for 25 minutes. Hold on. There we go. Now I can talk to you. Bring this back up a little bit. Now I can talk to you. I thank you, everybody, for coming in and sharing this out. This is a total different recipe, like I said. It's one that I've never made before. And I like carob, but when I saw this recipe, I thought, wow, using tofu? And I thought, that's going to be different. You know, like I said before, tofu does not have a taste within itself. Oh, I'm just great, and thank you for coming in. I just got the pie into the oven, but you will be able to see it when it comes out. It's going to be in there 25 minutes, so you'll be able to see it when it comes out. But if you want to watch me make it, you'll have to go back and watch the replay. But it sure is a lot better to make it yourself. Have you seen those chocolate pies they have in the stores? The ingredients and they have those things, the chemicals. You're still stuck on the, that's good too. That is good too, Erlene. This is going to be a little bit different. I think it's probably pretty comparable to it. And, you know, I'm not saying that it's going to taste better, but I agree with you. That peanut butter carob pie was delicious. And if people have not seen that, I believe that's on my Periscope. I scoped that. You can go back. It's been a while. It should still be up there. And go back and check that out, how I made that. I think it might even be on my Facebook page, too. I'm not sure, in my group. And if there's anybody in here that is not part of my group and you would like to be, then hi, Alexis. I just got the pie in the oven, so you have to go back and watch me make it. It didn't take very long to make it. It was real easy to make. Real simple. And, well, I'm sure not going to get what you got this morning. I think that Alexis, if you weren't in Alexis' scope this morning, she had about 200,000 people. And I think that was all spoofing. They were fake viewers. they weren't real, because she had quite a few in there, you know, and getting 200,000. I'm lucky if I get 200, but I'll take 200 over 200,000 if they're real people. I don't want fake people. But anyway, go in and watch Alexis's replay from this morning. It was real good. I'm waiting for her to scope the apple butter being done, because, oh, that ought to be really good. You know, I didn't get in there very start when she had the apple butter. I was doing when she was doing the eggs, so I kind of missed that part of it. Oh yeah, apple butter. Yeah. Oh, it's still not done. Oh, I know. I watched the replay of your Facebook and said it had a couple hours to go yet. Oh, you're reducing it down now. Oh, okay, okay. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. Long time no see. You'll have to. I'm going to be standing here and talking to you for 25 minutes until it comes out of the oven, because I've got it in the oven right now, and you'll have to watch the replay. Oh, yeah. Isn't that the way it goes, though? When you try to do something, you always have problems somewhere along the line. Oh, it has about an hour left. Wow, you know, that's taking a long time. And she's doing it in her rock crock, or whatever they call it, which I don't have, but looks like quite interesting. It does sound interesting, doesn't it? It's very, very simple to make. And it called for a pound of tofu, but with silken tofu, all I could find was 12 ounces. I thought, well, that's sufficient. I'll use that. And I used carob instead of your cocoa powder. And I used cane sugar. This is what I used in place of the white sugar. I like this much better. Oh, it's dark. Oh, it's a dark brown. Well, it's getting there, Alexis, then. It really is. That ought to be really good, you know, apple butter. Really, you know, I have never really made apple butter, but I'm sure it's really good. Is this the first time you've ever made it? You know, because if it's the first time you've made it, you're going to, you might, you know, have, it's a little bit like I say, trial and error. Oh, the second time. Usually when I make something the first time, it's usually trial and error to get it right the first time. And after I made it the first time, then the second time, it becomes easier and easier and easier. Oh, you cut the sugar in. Yes. I know that you said that you did, because the apples already had sugar in them. That makes sense. You don't want to put a lot of sugar in if they already got sugar in them. Next time in half or no sugar. Yeah, you could probably get by with no sugar too. Now, there are a lot of people that probably would make it without sugar. You know, I would probably, if I made it, I'd use a little bit, you know, because a little bit of sugar is okay, but it's in moderation. There again, you don't want to use a lot. Yeah. Apples, yes, they do. Like your Granny Smiths. And I usually get the Red Delicious apples. Those are really sweet, too. But if you use the pie apples, well, then you're going to have to put sugar in those, because they're very, very tart. I've made apple pies with pie apples already. And they are really tart. And you have to use a lot of sugar to make them, too. You didn't reduce it down the last time, and probably was too sweet, wasn't it? See there again, Alexis, it becomes a lot of trial and error. You make something the first time, you tweak it to your liking, and you're not quite sure how it's going to go, and maybe it'll be better the next time. You know, now that you reduced it down, it might be a little bit better. Oh, that's right. Use the soft apples. You use both? Oh, okay. That's what I figured. Yeah, Granny Smiths are real good. But, you know, it's a little bit of trial and error. Anytime I make something, it's trial and error, because I never know how things are going to turn out. No, I don't, Alexis. I don't have a crock pot. For myself alone, I'm not sure it'd be of value to me, because I'm the only one here. So I never really thought about getting a crock pot, you know. So that's one thing I don't have, you know, can get by without. So, but, you know, like I said, you tweak the recipes to your liking. You can leave out, you know, too much of one thing. If there's too much of one thing, you leave it out, or cut it in half, or don't put it in at all. You know, suit it to your liking, you know, because that's the way, what I like about these recipes. I can tweak them to the way I like it. And if I don't eat it, then I know that it was something I had done wrong, because nobody else is going to eat it besides me. But I tweak it the way I like it. When you have a family member, it's kind of hard to tweak it to get everybody to like the same thing. But if you can get it to that they eat it, lucky. Maybe Bryce and your mom aren't quite as picky, you know, too much anyway. And if they eat it, that's good for you. But, you know, by myself, I'm going to eat what if I like it, I'm going to eat it. If I don't like it, I'm not going to eat it. I made the pesto the other day. I periscoped the pesto. I ate a little bit of that and had to throw the rest of it out because I just didn't like the taste of it. It tasted horrible to me for some reason. I just couldn't get that flavor down in my mind. The spinach and the avocado and all that mixed together, I just didn't like it. And the cilantro, so I just decided, well, I won't make that the next time. But, you know, and that happens. You'll find a recipe that you think will be okay, but you don't really like it after you get done. It tastes blech to you. I know Arlene's had the same problem, but she's made things before that really didn't taste so good to her afterwards. She said her pesto didn't look, her avocado guacamole didn't look as green as mine. Well, or the asparagus guacamole. Well, as long as it tastes good, you know. Well, the pesto I had that I had the recipe for called for spinach. It was spinach in it, Alexa, spinach and cilantro. So, and a little bit of basil too, because Arlene had got it from a cooking class at church, and she had sent it to me in the mail. And hi, Carrie, good to see you. Welcome. Try some. I didn't have the pine nuts. I did have walnuts, and it called for walnuts or pine nuts. I had those, so I put those in there. Yeah, and the thing of it was, I didn't have enough the cilantro because the spinach was overpowering. So that's probably. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I've got the pie in the oven, so you're going to have to watch the replay as how I made it. It was very simple to make, and as soon as it comes out, then I'll show you what it looks like. You have to set it in the refrigerator an hour before you can serve it too. Once you get it, of course, I'll cool it off and everything. But you know, there have been a few recipes that I have made that I just didn't like, and I won't make them again. I thought they would be okay, but they turned out not to be too okay. You know, it's all a bit of trial and error, and that's what I like about it. I can tweak it to my liking. Oh, thank you. Yes, I am. People, like somebody said the other day in my Periscope, and I have to go back and watch the Periscope again to see who it was, but somebody said, I'm aging backwards. Now that's a nice compliment. I would rather go backwards than forwards. I mean, I'm 70 years old, and a lot of people say I don't look 70. Well, I can look at myself right now, and I look a lot different than I did. When I was overweight, I showed my age quite badly. But now that I've lost the weight, it doesn't seem like I look as bad as I did, you know. And isn't that amazing though, what losing weight can really do? Oh. Yes, I do. I feel a lot healthier than I did, you know. And believe me, temptations are always going to be there. You're going to be tempted to slip and eat something you shouldn't, but I try not to. I know. I have looked at my Periscopes from way back when I first started, the ones that are still there, however, because, you know, you can only have 500 on their server. So when you get 500, then they start deleting them, the oldest ones first. So I can go back and look at some of my Periscopes from months ago, even when I first started this, or even before I started this a year ago, and it's really a big difference. And I couldn't believe, because I looked at one and I said, "Oh my goodness, yeah, I know." I looked at one a while back that I had done. It was a Bible, a prophecy scope that I had done, and I looked at it and I looked at myself now and I says, "Oh my goodness, there is a big difference." I thought, who is that person? You know, I've lost a lot of weight in my face because I had my face was real full, and now it's a lot thinner than it was. In fact, my arms are getting flabby underneath. I kind of try to keep them covered because I don't like the fact the fat's hanging down. It really is hanging down a little bit, as you can see, you know, and I might eventually get it taken off, but it's not that big a deal right now if I keep it covered up. But that's how much I've lost. So it's been an amazing journey so far. And believe me, like I said before, or started to say, temptations are always going to be there. You're going to be tempted to fall off the wagon, so to speak, and go back to what you were before. But I don't want to do that. I tell myself, no, I'm not going to fall back, and I'm not going to do that because I don't want to. Because, you know, eating meat was something I did a lot of. And now that I don't eat meat, I feel a lot healthier, a lot better for it. And I can get by without eating meat. I eat my own. Oh, thank you so much. I fix my own burgers. You can make bean burgers, or if people watched me in my Periscope, you know I did a tofu burger, which are absolutely delicious. They are very, very good. I make them once in a while. Oh, wow. You know, that would be amazing. That would really be amazing if I could lose 100 pounds. You know, it's going to take a while. I didn't put it on overnight, and I'm certainly not going to get it off overnight. That's just the way it is. You know, I don't like that fact, but that is just the way it is. It is what it is, because it takes a long time to put it on, and it takes a heck of a long time to get it off. Sometimes it takes a lot longer to get it off than it does to put it on. Depends on how you eat. Depends on if you do a lot of exercise, which I get up every morning. I was up very early this morning, and so when I got done with my walk, I happened to see that Alexis had come on. But actually, no, she was on before I did my walk. Sorry, because I walked him after it got daylight. It was still dark when she came on, because I'm 3 hours behind her. But anyway, I watched her, and then I went out for my walk. I walk my dogs every morning, and that is a routine that I intend to keep on doing. However, when the winter comes, and if there's snow outside, if it's snowing, and it's really, really cold, and there's ice on the sidewalks, I'm not sure I'm going to do it then, because I don't want to slip and fall. But as long as the weather is feasible, it's not raining, and even if it's just a little cloudy or even a little sprinkling, it started to sprinkle a little bit this morning, but it didn't deter me from walking. I kept right on going because the dogs needed their exercise, and I needed mine too. Welcome to everybody coming in, and thank you for sharing this out. I need my exercise. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. I need my exercise, and I try to get it every day. Yeah. Well, what they do here is they open up the malls for people to walk around in. They do have the outside doors open so people can walk. Now, the stores are not open, of course, but they'll open the outside doors, and people can walk around in the mall if they want to. And our mall here is pretty good size, and it's got more than one level. So I could do that if I wanted to as well. You know, I do intend to take my dogs to the dog park one of these days, and I could get a little exercise there going to the dog park. Yeah, it is. It's awesome and free. You're right. I don't live too far from the dog park, and I haven't taken my dogs to the dog park in ages. In fact, since I've had Chewy, I haven't gone at all. Yes, I am. Very much so. And if I take the dogs to the dog park, they'll love that, and I'll get my exercise too, chasing after them and watching them play and everything. Well, yeah, you know, that's true too, because of dog, and I'm hesitant to do it because of big dogs. However, they do have a separate area for the great big dogs, like your pit bulls, your boxers. They have a separate area altogether for them because they don't want to put them dogs together, because I am leery of a pit bull attacking my dog. My dogs have been chased by pit bulls already, and it scared the bejeebies out of them. That was before I got Chewy, when Sarah was still alive. Pit bull chased me down the sidewalk, and Sarah did everything she could. She'd wrap herself around my legs trying to get away from that pit bull, and the people come out and they says, "Oh, that dog is friendly. He's not going to bite." And I says, "Well, how do I know that? How do I know he's not going to bite? I don't know your dog." You know, and so he just wants to play. Yeah, I know. She said he just wants to play. I says, "Well, I don't know that either." Oh. Yes, I did lose Sarah. She passed away in April. She got real sick. She got to the point where she wasn't eating very well, and she couldn't defecate. And I called the vet, and they told me to give her some pumpkin to loosen her stool to make her go. Well, I tried that, and it still didn't work, so I took her into the vet, and they run some tests on her. And oh, thank you. Well, and I got Chewy since then, but so this was, I don't know, it was during the week. It was a Wednesday or a Thursday. I took her to the vet, and she passed away on Sunday, April 22nd, at 9 o'clock at night. She passed away in my arms. And then I got Chewy 3 days later. I know a lot of people say that's awful fast to get another dog. But I was grieving, but yet I wanted another dog for Buttercup because she needed somebody to play with. And boy, does he want to play with her in the morning. They'll jump up on my chair and they'll start playing on my chair. And I'm thinking, seriously? Do you have to play up here? Why don't you play on the floor? It's real funny to watch them, you know. They'll open up their mouths like they're biting each other, and they really don't, you know. And they'll growl back at each other. And I'm sitting there cracking up. The other day, I was watching a YouTube video of some kind of police chase or something. And there was sirens going on. Chewy was on my chair, sound asleep at the time. He woke up, jumped up off the chair, and he started howling like a coyote at that siren. And I sat there laughing so hard. If I hadn't been sitting down, I probably would have fallen on the floor. It was hilarious. Yeah, Buttercup is used to having a partner. She's had, Happy was the very first one I got, and she passed away when she was 5 years old. So I haven't had her since 2012. So I got her in 2007, and she passed away in 2012. I got Buttercup about a year after I got Happy, so she would have a playmate. And I was kind of glad I had Buttercup when Happy died. But then she got real lonely, so then I got Sarah. And then they seemed to get along real good together. And I had Sarah for almost 6 years. Several days, it was about 5 days short of 6 years I had her. So things do happen, you know. And that the hardest thing was putting her in the ground. But you know, it is what it is. Animals pass away, and you can replace them. Human beings, you can't. So I'm just glad that I've got Chewy because he's a real good dog. When he stays home, that is, he tries to. He doesn't. He's an escape artist, all right. He hasn't escaped for a while though, because I think I've fixed it so he doesn't get out now. But as little as he is, he squeezes under fences and finds the smallest holes to get under. It doesn't take much for him to crawl right under. I caught him one day. I couldn't. He started going under the fence or under the gate, and by the time I got over there, I saw him going, and I ran as fast as I could to get to him, but by the time I got over there, he was gone. He was out. How long have I been vegan, if that's what you ask? Over a year, and I don't remember exactly. Last year when I started on this journey. It's been a long journey. I started at the size of 250. Now I'm under 200 pounds. I'm in the 190s. It fluctuates up and down. A little bit here and a little bit there. But I'm in the 190s now. And that's been a long time in coming. I'd like to get down to 175 if I can. And maybe I'll get there, you know, or get down to 150. But I think it might be kind of hard because I'm big bone too. So I'll take whatever I can get and as far as I can get. And I know there's going to be a cutoff point. It's going to stop eventually. I'm not going to lose all that I want to lose. It's going to get to a certain point where it's just going to sit there and not do anything else. That's fine too. Let's see. Well, I've got the timer on. When you hear the timer go off, it was only going to be in there 25 minutes. So when it gets done, then I will get it out. You'll hear the timer go off. It's only 25 minutes. So 25 minutes goes fast. And I'm just going to stand here and talk to you until that time comes and, you know, for it to take it out. But, you know, making your own food, and Alexis can attest to that, making your own food, it's a lot better because you know what you put in it. You don't have to guess. You don't have to scratch your head and wonder, now, what did I put in there? You look at your recipes. Oh, yeah, this is what I put in it. And recipes that you like. And I don't know about you, Alexis, but I find that if there's a recipe that I like, and if it turns out well, and I like the taste of it, I'll make it again. I'll make it more than once. I got a cheese sauce that I make that's you use carrots and potatoes, and Erlene makes the same one. You cook carrots and potatoes, and you put everything in a blender with I think garlic and onions and some nutritional yeast, and it comes out real yellow. It tastes just like real cheese. I put it on my macaroni, and I use it in soup as well. I got a broccoli cheese soup that I put it in because Erlene gave me a recipe for a broccoli cheese soup that takes cheese sauce, and it tastes real good. So if you could make your own, make it because it's a lot better. You know what's in it. So I try to make my own as much as I can. And I look on all recipes. I've been on allrecipes.com today pretty much looking for other recipes to make. I couldn't find anything more than what I had. I'll keep looking again tomorrow. But I thought, well, I'm just going to continue to make this chocolate tofu pie because it's something different. Because somebody had asked me a while back to make a dessert, because I hadn't made desserts in a while, which I normally don't. You know, I try to avoid eating those, but it looked too darn good for me to pass it up. I make my own. I've got a recipe for a cheese sauce, and I also have a recipe for a sliceable cheese. Now, I will say this: when I do buy cheese in the store, I buy vegan cheese. I buy a chow cheese from Walmart. That's a Greek cheese. It does have soybeans in it. I believe a tofu in it, but it's a very good cheese. I made me some grilled cheese sandwiches yesterday, and oh my goodness, they were so good. I couldn't believe how delicious they tasted. It really was amazing how good they tasted. Welcome to those coming in. And thank you for coming in and sharing this out. I think my friend from church just came in. She has the same initials I have. But anyway, her name is Karen as well. If that's you, Karen, hi, good to see you. And I saw that you watched my replay from Sabbath. But anyway, the pie will be ready to come out in a little bit. And I'm going to post the recipe up on Facebook. Those that are following me on Facebook, I'm going to post it up there under my normal page and also into my group page as well. I'm going to post it on there because it's a recipe that I'm sure that a lot of people are going to try to make. It's simple. Doesn't take very long to make, those ones that watched me make it didn't take very long at all. Used my beater to make it, and I know it's going to be good. And you put it in a 9-inch pie crust, you know, your graham cracker crust. I buy the ready-made graham cracker crust. I haven't found a good graham cracker crust to make yet, and once I do, I'll make my own. But until then, I just buy it ready-made in the store and put it in that. Takes a 9-inch. I had to buy 9-inch because I had 10-inch, and I thought, well, that's going to be too big for that pie. So I hesitated making it for the longest time until I got that 9-inch pie pan. But, you know, I enjoy making food for everybody. I enjoy it because it's something that gives me pleasure, because I can share my knowledge with you. A recipe that I have found that other ones might want to do too, because there's a lot of recipes out there that are real simple to make. And like Alexa said, and I agree with her, the simpler the better. The less ingredients it has, the better. It doesn't need to have a long list of ingredients in it. Now, some do. Now, my cheese sauce has got quite a few of ingredients in it, but it's still really good. But this one didn't have all that many. You know, 5 or 6 or whatever. It doesn't have that many. And I wanted to get my lunch made before I come in here, because I made me a tomato soup in my Vitamix for lunch, and yeah, they do. Things like that make me happy, because I enjoy cooking now more than ever, because I have the Pampered Chef skillets. I use those all the time. Now it's done. I can turn my oven off, and then I can get it out and show you. Let me turn this off. Oh, let me pair it up. Oh, there we go. I didn't know. I got to get my hot pans. Just a minute. I got these silly things I got at Walmart. These will work. These will work because they're made for the oven. So I'll get them out. And we'll let... Oh, wow. Whoa. Okay. Except it wanted to get... The darn thing wanted to get in the pie. But that's all right. Just for me anyway. There we go. Doesn't that look good? Look at that. Sorry about that. Got it. I got put that in the water and clean it. But I can. Let me put this down. If you can't see it, let me put it down a little bit, and I can move it back. Can you see it? There. Let me push it back this way so you can see it. There we go. There. Now you can see it. I just yeah. Oh, you still can't? Let me... There we go. Is that a little better? There we go. Now can you see it? You should be able to see it a little bit better. Oh, good. Yeah, it takes a little time. It takes Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Takes a little maneuvering of this tripod that I have the same one as Alexis had. Push it up a little further. Okay, I sure will. I'm going to do this too. There. Now, is that better? Can you see it? If you can't, let me know. Oh, it's okay? Okay, good. It just takes a little work. Try to maneuver this tripod so I'm not too low. You know, I had to shift you down a little bit so you could see the thing. But see, it's still dark. But doesn't it look good? Look at that. Wow. And that's going to be good. Like I said, I have to let it cool down. And I have to put it in the refrigerator for an hour before I can even serve it. So this is a simple thing to make. Real easy. What's in it? Okay, I'll tell you what's in it. Let me get it back and I'll tell you what's in it. All I know is it's got your carob. Okay, here's what it's got in it. It's a pound of tofu, which I only had 12 ounces because that's what the silken tofu is. That's what it calls for. A half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Since I don't use cocoa powder, I used carob, and that's vegan. A cup of white sugar, which I do not use white sugar. I use Morena. This is cane sugar. This is 100% pure cane sugar. It is organic, and it's non-GMO. And a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and I use the non-alcoholic vanilla for that. Half a teaspoon of cider vinegar, and I don't use apple cider vinegar. I use lemon juice. I put a half a teaspoon of lemon juice in it, and then it puts it in this 9-inch pie pan, and that's all it took. That's all it took. I didn't see what that. I'll have to go back and scroll on that. I don't use cocoa powder. I use carob. Carob is vegan. It's all natural. It comes from the carob plant, and I use that because it's a lot healthier. And if you're not sure what the carob powder is, I will get the can out and I will show you. This is the carob powder. This is what I use. It's Chatfield's. I get mine from Amazon. I think Whole Foods will probably have it too, but I buy it from Amazon. I've got a bunch stocked up. Oh, thank you. Yes, it's just like chocolate. It's like chocolate, but it's not real chocolate. It's vegan. And it's premium carob powder. I also have carob chips, sweetened carob chips that I used for my fudge that I made a while back. They are real good too. A lot of the stuff I buy is from Amazon. And this carob powder, like I said, is real good stuff to use. No, it doesn't taste exactly the same. It doesn't taste the same as chocolate, but it is very, very good nonetheless. Because this is all I use. Let me tell you, I had a chocolate addiction. When I was younger, I had a chocolate addiction. But the thing of it was, I was allergic to it. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. I was allergic to it, and it broke out in hives. So I had to be very careful when I was younger that I didn't eat too much chocolate. But I don't eat chocolate now. No, it's not a chocolate. It's not chocolate. It's vegan. It is premium. It's vegan. It's actually vegan is what it's vegan. It's vegan. It comes from a plant. It's all vegan. And it's like a chocolate substitute, but it's much better for you. Much, much better for you. I highly recommend it. It's not that expensive. And it goes a long ways. And I use it whenever the recipe's called for chocolate, calls for cocoa powder. That's what I use. Carob powder. Like I said, when I made my fudge a while back, I used peanut butter. It was peanut butter chocolate fudge is what it was. I used a cup of peanut butter, a cup of the carob chips, the sweetened carob chips, which are just like the chocolate chips, and they taste just like chocolate chips. And then 3/4 cup of maple syrup. Put it on the stove, cook it, and then put it into a lined dish with parchment paper because you can't get it out if you don't. And then put it in your refrigerator for a couple hours, and then cut it after and cut it into chunks. If you're concerned about that, I still have it up on my Facebook. On my Facebook group, there's still the recipe for the fudge. And it's really, really good. I haven't made it in a long time. I wanted to make something a little bit different, and I hadn't made a pie in a long time, and I wanted to make this. And I've been seeing it, and I thought, I'm going to make this anyway. You know, I'm just going to be the only one eating it, but I don't have to eat it all at once. I just take my time, and it looks so good. And I'm going to have to let you know how it tastes after when I eat it, because I'm sure it's going to be really good. I mean, look at the color of it. It looks like an actual chocolate pie, doesn't it? You know, I used to make a Hershey bar pie years ago. I used to make a, hi Lisa, good to see you, welcome. I used to, and here's my carob tofu pie that I made. It just came out of the oven just a few minutes ago. Good to see you. No, there's nothing. I mean, if I wanted to, I could make my own whipped cream and put that on top of it. But I'll probably just eat it the way it is, because I don't have the whipped cream made, because I use coconut milk to make a whipped cream, and use the whipped cream maker that I got from Pampered Chef. But no, there's nothing goes on the top of it. You know, person, if they want to make it, you can put anything on top of it you want. You could put fruit on top of it if you want, or whatever you want. To a church dinner or potluck, it depends on what you really, you know, that's hard to say, because, yeah, this is very simple to make, real simple. Anything that's simple to make, there's a lot. I'll tell you what. If you want good vegan dishes, go into allrecipes.com. That's where I got this recipe from. And go under, you'll have to sign in and get an account, because they file, you know, you can track, they track how much, you know, your recipes and stuff like that. And yeah, I've got an app that I put on my iPad. But anyway, go to allrecipes.com and go in there under the vegan dishes, because there's a whole long list of them at the top. And go under vegan recipes, and you'll find, oh, you have that app? Good. I mean, go under the vegan dishes, and you might find something there that you, I know something that would be very easy to take to potluck that I have made, and you can go back and watch that Periscope, was a zucchini potato bake. I did it here on Periscope, where you take zucchinis, and I don't know how much of zucchini and potatoes now, because I don't have it right on me, but it was very easy to make, and it was, and you put it in the oven. I can't remember what the temperature is either, and it was very simple to make, and it tasted, you're welcome, and it tasted very, very good. But there are plenty of vegan recipes on there that, some of them have videos and some don't. But what I do is I tap on the picture to bring up the recipe to see if this recipe is what I want to make. Because, you know, the picture's on one page, and you have to click on it in order to get to the recipe. You know, there may be something you may not want to make. So, it's not, like I said, some of the recipes have videos to go along with them that you can follow along. Let me get some water. They have recipes that you can follow. Hi, Zebra, good to see you. They have recipes that you can follow, or I mean, a video if you want to follow to how to make it. Welcome, and thank you for following and sharing this out. Oh, you're going to try that? Oh, okay. That's good. And if you got zucchini, you can try zucchini bread. I also made a zucchini bread with it. I've made a couple breads. There's a banana bread I want to make that's on that recipe too, or on allrecipes. But it takes quite a few bananas, and you have to have them overly ripe. Well, I'll have to get some overly ripe bananas for that, or wait till they're overly ripened and make it. I think it takes something like 6 bananas, but it's a banana bread that I want to make. And but that website has oodles and oodles of recipes. I mean, no lacking of recipes. No, it won't last long. Fortunately, I'm the only one eating. If I had other people here, it probably would be gone in a day's time. But I won't finish this up that fast by any stretch of the imagination, because it'll last me. But I like the looks of it. I think it's really good. I mean, and I know it's going to taste good. It really will. I mean, it's got all good ingredients in it. I know what's in it. It doesn't have anything in it that's going to harm me. Everything is vegan, you know, because I'm a vegan, and I'm going to stick with vegan. You know, I'm not going to make anything that's going to use real milk, because I use almond milk, or you can use soy milk for some of the recipes that call for milk. And most of the time I use almond milk. And I don't use eggs. I use chia seeds, chia eggs, or flax meal eggs. I don't have anything made right now. I'll probably just eat it the way it is, unless I get me a can of coconut cream and then just make it in the whipped cream maker and make some whipped cream. But for right now, I'll probably just eat it the way it is. It looks good just the way it is. Although whipped cream on this kind does look good. But like I said, there was a Hershey bar pie. It's a scratch pie that I used to make and when I was married. Actually, when I was married, I made her take a Hershey bar pie to church. That thing never lasted very long at all. Oh my goodness. And Hershey bars are rich anyway, but since I've been on this vegan journey, or this plant-based journey, I don't take and make that pie anymore. But boy, was that ever good. Put whipped cream on the top of it. People just loved it. But that's another good recipe too. I don't happen to have that one, but I like anything with carob. My carob peanut butter pie, if anybody wants to make that one, that should also be up in my Facebook group. There's also a Periscope on it too, I do believe. Erlene makes that pie. Oh, yes, you can. You can make vegan cakes. You just have to use chia eggs with chia seeds. Make chia eggs make eggs out of chia seeds, or use flax meal, and it'll still hold up. You can most definitely do that. Now, my daughter-in-law, she doesn't. She makes cakes as a side business, because she has business cards and she makes cakes for weddings, for birthdays, for anniversaries, for baby showers. And she puts eggs in every one of them. But she sells those cakes, and she makes good money at it. She's real good. She posts them up on Facebook. And if you could see some of those, oh my goodness. It's amazing what she could do. She got all the knowledge from her mother when her mother was alive. Her mother did a lot of baking. So that's where she got it from. But other than that, I don't think they eat eggs. They've got chickens. So that's how they gather the eggs from their chickens, because that's what they got the chickens for. So she can have the eggs for her cakes that she makes for the people that she sells them to. And they pay good money for her cakes. They may pay $75 to $100 for each cake, because she's good at what she does. She's been able to buy herself a new refrigerator with it, a stainless steel refrigerator. She's been able to buy herself a stainless steel dishwasher with it. And so she makes good money at it. And the money that she makes, she buys herself with it what she can use. So, and I really appreciate what she does, But I wouldn't eat her cakes as long as they got eggs in them, though. I mean, I wish she didn't use eggs, But, it is what it is. Oh yeah, I don't have those, Alexis. I'd have to get those. Yes, carob tofu pie. No. Now, my daughter-in-law is not vegan. They don't eat meat, however. They don't eat meat, but they do eat cheese. And my son says he knows that that's his downfall. Because she had breast cancer back in 2012, and we almost lost her. So since then, she has been completely off of meat. Even the kids went off of meat at the time, and that affected them so much that they won't even touch it. Thanksgiving time, they won't touch the turkey. She has turkey and also vegetarian meal, and I don't touch the turkey either. Oh yeah, they would be. They would be, Alexis. They would be very small. I'll have to think about that. I can't get everything all at once anyway, so I've got quite a bit, but I love using my who eats the turkey? Well, my daughter-in-law invites her family, her sister and her kids to the meal, and they eat it. My ex-husband will eat the turkey, and her sister and the kids will eat the turkey. They're about the only ones that eat it. And she always has a lot left, and she always sends some home with her sister. So they're the ones that eat it, because they're not vegetarians or vegans at all. They eat meat. So I'm not sure they eat pork, but they do eat meat. So there you go. Well, I won't touch it on Thanksgiving. I don't touch it at all. I eat all the vegetarian stuff. She even has vegan gravy that she makes, and that's the gravy that I put on my potatoes. So she does cater to those that don't want to eat turkey, like she doesn't and I don't, you know. All the pies, she fixes pies for Thanksgiving, and I will eat one of those maybe, you know. I probably shouldn't, but they're too tempting to let them go. I take my pie. However, I could take my carob pie, but nobody wants to eat it. Because my son doesn't care for chocolate. He used to when he was a little kid, but he won't eat chocolate now. So when I take my carob pie, nobody wants to eat it. So I end up bringing it home and I eat it. I thought, well, that's more for me then, you know, but I eat it, you know, moderately. And it takes me a while, but I keep it in the refrigerator until it's gone. But, you know, but anyway, as you can see, this looks very good. I know it looks tempting. I know somebody will probably say, send me a piece. If I could send it through the computer or through the phone, I would, but I can't. But I think it looks really good. And I'm really pleased how it turned out. I'll take the picture of it and I'll post it up on Facebook. Yeah, I know. You're right, Earlene. It isn't too smart of them. But, you know, I'm not going to force them to eat something like that. If they don't want it, they don't have to eat it. You know, I'm not going to force somebody to eat something that they may not like. You know, they have their own things they eat, you know, and I eat differently, you know. My son even noticed I lost some weight. He did comment to me last Thanksgiving. He says, "Oh, Mom," he says, "you really are losing weight. Your clothes are a lot thinner on you." And being my son, he's very, what you should say, he's not observant. He doesn't observe things too easily. But to see that I lost some weight, he was very observant on that. Oh, thank you so much for saying so. I'm glad you think so. I do my best, and I sure do try. And I'm going to continue to try. Anyway, I'm going to have to get this in the refrigerator. So I think I'm going to go for now because I got a few dishes to wash. But I thank you all for coming on and sharing this out. And if I find something to make again tomorrow, I'll come back on. It'll be after Leslie does her scope, because I know she scopes Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So it'll be after her, after she scopes. Because I don't want to come on and take anything away from Leslie. So, but I do thank you all for coming on and sharing this out. And until we meet again, y'all have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.